and welcome to today's vlog. So I started the day at 4:30 this morning. I had to get up for work. I started off by writing some things that I'm grateful for, said goodbye to Clara, put her back to bed for a bit, and then I drove to David Lloyd to teach a spin class. So the class starts at 6:30 on Mondays, Tuesdays and Wednesdays. It was pretty dark when I left the house this morning, pretty foggy, so I know that winter is definitely around the corner. And this is going to be a little clip of me teaching the spin class this morning. Enjoy.
Little shift forward, lift the knees, speed. Time to build a bit of muscle. Glutes and squats. Do what you can. 1, 2, 1. Yeah. Up.
Morning everybody, it is now 8:45 and I thought before we start our intro lectures I would just check in and have a chat with you before I start my first day of third year at medical school. So if you're new, my name's Becs and I currently go to Bristol Medical School, and we have 2 weeks of online teaching. Now today from 9 o'clock until 12:30 we have what they're calling welcome morning and introduction. So I guess it's going to be just an induction and a chat about what to expect in third year, things like how we're assessed, how the clinical placements are going to work, what we're expected to learn. And I think lectures go on today until 4:30. So a lot of people ask me how I budget being a mature student and not having any support. So as you know, I work at David Lloyd. I teach spin classes. And last year, so during my second year, I also did nursing assistant shifts at the hospital. And in addition to this, I received student finance maintenance loan. So what I do every single time to help me budget is when the student finance comes through is I basically pay my rent 2 or 3 months in advance, depending on how much the loan is for that particular quarter and how much money I have coming in from spin classes and other sources, so from the hospital for example. And then I make a budget. So at the start of that quarter I will set aside the money that I need for food, for the bills, for the car, for about 3 months. Just make sure that I have a little bit of money set aside for things that could go wrong. So for example, if my car breaks down. So year 3, as I mentioned before, I'm now going to be on clinical placement starting on the 20th of September at the BRI in Bristol, and I start with anaesthetics. So I am planning to vlog every single block. I believe that anaesthetics is a 2-week block, and then we're going to move on to vascular or ENT, I'm not too sure. So I'll take you along to the hospital, I'll show you the clinical procedures, but I will show you as much as I can with regards to what we're learning. So hopefully these videos will be useful and they'll give you a little bit of guidance and you'll know what to expect when you start your clinical years as well. If you haven't already, it would really make a huge difference to the channel if you could subscribe, like the video, comment. Hoping to release another video over the next few days where I'll be interviewing a 58-year-old physio who is starting at Warwick Medical School. His name is Simon and I'm meeting him tomorrow to have a chat with him. So I'm really looking forward. So yeah, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss that video.
So welcome everybody to year 3. Well done for getting through years 1 and 2 under such very difficult circumstances. And yes, welcome to year 3. So all being well, we will have, fingers very firmly crossed, a slightly smoother year than we did last year.
We ended up having a bit of a break, so I took the opportunity to go and do my food shopping. I put my AirPods in so I could listen to the lectures whilst shopping. This is one of the things about being a mature student, is there are so many things to get done during the day. So yeah, I got my food shopping done as well as listening to the lectures. I came back and put all the shopping away, got some petrol, and then I made some food. So I had big salad with hummus, olives, avocado, and I got these hot chicken legs from Asda, jerk flavour, and I listened to that lecture at the same time. It's been a good solid morning, and now we have about 2.5 hours off, so I'm gonna go back to the gym in about half an hour and do the second training session of the day. So I do cardio in the morning and then strength training in the evening. Not every day, but I strength train 4 times a week. So today I'm going to be sharing with you my workout. Good productive morning. We had a 4th year come and talk to us about what to expect on the wards, which was really useful. Quite sweet. She said, don't forget to have breakfast. You know, it's a long day, but to be fair, you know, if you're 20, 21 years old, those are the things that you probably forget about. I definitely won't be forgetting to have breakfast. Eating is one of my favorite things to do, but I think it's really useful information for like the younger students. Maybe things like, don't be afraid to ask the nurses for help. Nurses are your best friends, you know, this, that and the other. It's really good advice, to be fair. And we also had a lecture about genetics, so we'll be learning a lot about genetics in year 3. We had a lecture all about our assessments. It's a lot of information to take in. I also signed up for QuestMed for another year today. They were doing a discount online, and I'm not sure if you've seen it. It's back to school 20. That's the discount code. Back to, as in the number 2, school 20. It's going to be a really good resource, along with past medicine and also geeky quiz and geeky medics as well. So those are the resources that I'm going to be using, and Anki as well. But for now, I'm gonna chill out for half an hour and I'll see you at the gym. So the first exercise that I did was a 1-arm dumbbell row. So if you're doing this exercise, make sure that your back is flat, your abs are really braced, your chin stays tucked in, so try not to look up, and lift with your shoulders and your back rather than your arms if possible. And I supersetted that with leg extensions. So again, lifting up for 1 second and then letting the weight come down for 3 seconds. You really feel the burn, so you're trying to keep the muscles, so the quads here, under tension for a long period of time. And also remember here, brace your belly and keep your chin in and your shoulders down at all times. So I did 4 sets, and then I moved on to shoulder presses. So again, 25 kilos here, so not too heavy, but really focusing on 1 second up, and it's supposed to be 3 seconds down. It looks a little bit faster here, but breathing out on effort and breathing in on the way down. And again, just try and keep your shoulders nice and relaxed, your tummy in, and try not to move too much. Just really focus on the shoulders here. And I supersetted that with some hip bridges. So I used 40 kilos again, not too heavy, but really trying to focus on keeping a neutral spine, trying not to arch the back, and pushing up, squeezing the glutes at the top, driving through the heel, keeping the feet flat on the floor, and then slowly releasing down for a count of 3 seconds. And this exercise is absolutely brilliant for building your posterior chain, so your glutes, your hamstrings, your calves, your core. So give it a go. If you're not too strong in your glutes, or if you've got back pain, do this exercise with no weight to begin with, and then just build up slowly. But it's really good, efficient exercise. 4 sets of those, and then I moved on to isolation exercises. So the first superset was bicep curls with an easy bar. So I'm using 15 kilos here. So 1 second up, and again 3 seconds down, 15 reps. And I supersetted that with seated dumbbell lateral raises, and I did 12 reps here with 8 kilos. You really don't need to go heavy on these. And again, focusing on 1 second up and 3 seconds down, and you're really chasing the burn here. So I just finished in time to go to the cafeteria and listen to the next lecture, which was scheduled for 3 o'clock, I think it was. So I sat down until 4:30 and listened to the lectures, and they also told us about these practice progress test papers with answers that we could access, which I think is absolutely brilliant. So this is a typical medical school exam question if you wanted to have a read through this, if you're interested in maybe going to medical school, or if you're starting 3rd year soon. This is the type of exam question that we have, and it's multiple choice. This is another question here, and this is the progress test paper, or very similar questions to what we're going to have as an end of year exam in June to progress to 4th year. Day 1 is complete. Just finished the last lecture, all about patient confidentiality, common sense stuff really. So things like don't take pictures of patients, you know, and make sure that you don't keep any confidential information on you. Don't discuss patients at, you know, Costa or in the bus stop, which obviously is something that I would not do. But yeah, had a really good day, finished the gym as well. So I think for the rest of the evening, I'm going to chill out with Clara and make some food. I'm going to meal prep also for the next 2 to 3 days. So yeah, let's go home. So for dinner, I went for 160 grams of prawns. I just fried them with some olive oil, and I had 125 grams of teriyaki jasmine rice with a big salad, some olives, and yeah, it was really delicious. I was really hungry after the gym, and then I meal prepped for the next 2 to 3 days. So before I sign off for the evening, I'll just show you QuestMed really briefly. So I've put the date of my exam for 3rd year, so I have 274 days until my end of year exam. I do like to plan ahead. But QuestMed, I paid about £32 for the year, and it's a bank of multiple choice medical school exam questions. I use this to prepare for 2nd year, and I have to say my grades in 2nd year were a lot higher than in 1st, and I think because I was using these question banks. So you have basic science questions, anatomy, data interpretation, clinical. So I used a lot of these clinical questions, and then you have the different topics. So if we go into dermatology, for example, and then start the questions, I'll give you an example. So here we go. 45-year-old woman is referred by a GP to a dermatologist with a lesion that she suspects is a melanoma. So here you have to basically answer the question and decide what would be the next step in the management of this patient. So let's say we just click any, I haven't really read the question, show the answer. That's wrong, but then if you go down, it gives you the correct answer, and also a revision around what are the different types of melanomas. So what to look for in the ABCD assessment, classification, diagnosis, management, that type of thing, and then references as well. And QuestMed, I've just started to do these clips as well. So if we go on to this clip about melanoma.
I think this is maybe the last 1 or 2 questions, so we can maybe wrap up. Can't remember, but we will let you have a look at it. And 16% have gone for D and 8% have gone for B. So I think a lot of people probably know we go on to do a sentinel node biopsy, because with the more than 1 millimeter breast lobe thickness is predictive of spread, and therefore you need to go looking in the lymph nodes in order to have a look to see if there's any melanoma there.
So it gives you a really good explanation. That's new actually, that wasn't part of the website last year, so that'll be really useful, and there's lots of new videos as well. So check it out. I mean, I think you can have a look at some of the questions for free or sign up for a month. I think it's £10. So I thought I'd share that with you. But for me, it was a game changer. I used that in 2nd year, and it really did make a big difference. So I'm going to sign off for today. I hope you enjoyed the vlog, and I'll see you in the next one.